everybody, I'm Nick and welcome to VHS Plays Tetris on the NES. So if you've played Tetris on the Game Boy for any reason, you're probably gonna see what to expect from NES Tetris. The main thing it doesn't have compared to Game Boy Tetris is the multiplayer mode, but it still possesses 3 music tracks, but only one of them is very similar to the Game Boy. But A-Type and B-Type games are still here. A-Type is still an infinite game, so don't mind that too much. So why don't we go on in ahead. For levels, that's just what speed you start at, because every 10 lines you clear increases the speed, and it will go up for a while. And let me be the first to tell you, I am not super great at Tetris. Though it also probably doesn't help that with retro Tetris like this, there are some things that you can do in modern Tetris that you can't do here. Like, you can't T-spin, you can't infinitely spin, for example. You can't store pieces either, so you gotta pay some mind to that. So anyway, as you level up and speed up, the blocks end up changing color palettes, so at least that's kind of neat. But I know most people will call this inferior to Tengen Tetris, but it's also really hard to find that. And let me make sure I should probably do... Is that even severe enough flashing lights to consider a warning? Probably. I should probably make sure to go fix that. But yeah. What more can I ultimately say about Tetris that people don't already know? So I guess I should probably just go off into my experiences with Tetris itself. Probably like most people around my age, I first played it on the Game Boy. In fact, I think that's one of the Game Boy games where I still have our original cart. Not like it had battery backup saves anyway to save high scores. I never got to play the multiplayer on it, though. Only ever played it single player. And then, yeah, when things start speeding up and whatnot, I have a my brain has a hard time trying to go, where does this go? Where does this go? Oh god! Oh god! And I didn't like this run very much, so let's have a little gag here. Yeah. Let's do a little better this time. Now, as per usual, if you want to see the full runs, you can go see them on the second channel. So, it'll always be in the links to these. So be a pal, go give them a look. If you want to see the full sauce of how I am at Tetris. Like, I can't say I'm good or technically bad. It's up to public opinion on that one. I haven't actually played a whole ton of Tetris games, personally, outside of Game Boy Tetris. I think I played a little bit back when they had an old version of Tetris on iPhone. And then I didn't get it when it was new, but I did eventually get myself a copy of Tetris DS. But I haven't played it very much. And I really probably should, but there's only so much time for this sort of stuff. And I could just play Tetrio online if I really wanted to, like, get into modern Tetris, but what is time anyway? There was a point where I had seen some, like, professional Tetris play, and I'm like, my mechanical hard drive brain cannot comprehend. Ah! Pain. Hey, my brain hurts. In fact, I did leave some questionable moves that I made in this video just to show you, yeah, just how bad it can get. Because sometimes I'll just be like, hey, let's just drop this piece here. Oh, it was supposed to be 1 over. Oh, I feel like garbage now. Oh, man. I enjoy playing Tetris, ultimately, but I will never say I'm good at it. Sometimes I can get into a zen, like, state with it, But that doesn't happen very often, I'll say that much. It can be a little difficult to get in the rhythm sometimes. Doesn't mean I won't have fun trying, though. Okay, this run is a little better for me, but when pieces start going this fast, my brain goes, oh god, where do they go? What am I supposed to do? And one thing I end up noting is, if you want a piece to go anywhere you want it to be at this speed, you have to be holding the D-pad in the direction before you even start dropping the piece. Yeah, I screw it up here. But I now get to show off that there are little animations for depending on your high score. There was one run I didn't record, and I got to have a big rocket. But yeah, I think these are neat at least. Also, when the screen transitions, that building has the text statistics under it for whatever reason. I don't know why. It just does. NES hardware. There's something I'll be showing off with NES hardware in a moment, but since I got a decently satisfactory game out of that, let's play a B-type game. B-type games are quite different in that it's a clear 25 lines. That's all you're supposed to do. And then you get bonus points depending on the speed level you pick, but also how much junk under you choose to start out with. And you get bonus points depending on which one of those you select. I'll show that off in a moment. But anywho, this is just a... If you select 0 for it, you're just basically playing a quick game of Tetris that ends after you clear 25 lines. And that was convenient enough, like when you were playing on the Game Boy and you wanted to have a really fast session of Tetris. But on a console? I'm not sure how I feel about it personally. Like, it's neat that it's there for parity with the Game Boy, but what's the point? It's around here where I end up finishing it. Yeah, success. And once more, we have a different type of animation as things scroll around the screen. I think those are supposed to be, like, helicopters? I have no idea. But anywho, let's switch over to a different height. Because I think I still start on 0 speed for this, yeah. And then I think I go to height 3, yeah. Look at all this junk we now have to you gotta deal with. Like, at 3, it's not so bad, but at the highest level, oh, that's a lot of junk in the well that you've gotta clear up. So if you want to have like any sort of challenge with a B-type game, you gotta start that well off pretty problematically. I don't know what else to really say. I don't really have a lot of jokes for this one, so I'm not expecting this particular video to have like anywhere near the performance like the other ones, but this one's more of a chill talking piece, I'll say. And I think it's good to counterbalance the yee ha ha, I have all the humor with something a little more chill like this. Anywho, with this particular score, because I decided to have a height bonus, there's more stuff flying around, which is kind of neat. Although, thinking about it now, well, for starters, I'm gonna switch the music to 3, so at least I have some games with all 3 music types. But I played one more normal game, because why not? But I think I'm gonna go over my plans with VHS Plays from here on in. Like, it's not gonna change that much, but because this video is gonna come out right before the finale of Vagrant Story, I might as well drop this here for these particular purposes. Once Vagrant Story will be done, I'll leave that announcement for when Vagrant Story actually drops. Man, I am talking in circles today. Anyway, I think I'm gonna have one more vote for a VHS Plays video. And it's gonna go into a genre I'm not super comfortable with, but I think I might find something entertaining to do with it anyway, and that is, I have some Genesis and SNES ports of fighting games. And I'm thinking of letting y'all have a pick of what will happen, and this is, okay, the visual garbage that you see going on the screen now is why I don't record with my NES very much. The 72-pin connector is kind of crap, so yeah. It's gonna fix itself here, but then it's gonna be busted for the rest of the video. But yeah, I'm thinking of letting y'all have a vote on a old console fighting game port. Which one it'll be? You'll just have to wait until the poll to find out. And I think I'll start the poll after this video has launched, specifically. That's what I think my plan will be. And just right there is me doing a boneheaded move. I thought I was one over to the right, but I goofed. So that's what ended up happening. But yeah, fighting game. That'll sound like fun, right? And then after that, I'm going to be strictly focused on finishing up Fire Emblem Path of Radiance, and then we're also going to go to Pokemon Emerald streams to see if I can get that done before I plan on changing up some of the art assets. So, just so you know, if content slows down, that is why. But at the bare minimum, I will get to streaming, and I will do some streams to help keep some activity on the channel. But video editing will come back with a vengeance. Don't you worry. And sorry if I'm just not talking much about Tetris, just because I feel like I've explained my story on Tetris. I just felt like leaving Tetris gameplay on. It's chill, right? Ugh, okay. There isn't too much longer to go. Eventually I'll end up botching with the well. It always ends up happening for me. It is inevitable. I didn't know how... This is a case of I didn't know how long I'd be able to talk about Tetris. But it's a valiant effort at the very least. I think I will maybe well, I can't really record a modern Tetris game in VHS Plays, but maybe as a live stream. Yeah, this is the part where I end up screwing the pooch, and this game will be over. Yep, there we go. But because I scored higher, I get a bigger rocket to go up into space, because that was the style at the time. That was a fun little thing to record. It was about 34, 35 minutes total. You'll see when it gets uploaded to the second channel. And ultimately with that, I have to say thank you very much for watching VHS Plays Tetris. And I'm going to end up seeing you guys in another video. See you guys next time. Stay tuned for the vote.